Our strategic efforts at DOE really support the President's all of the above approach for energy independence. And as President Obama said, we've got to invest in a serious, sustained, all of the above energy strategy that develops every resource available for the 21st century. And as part of that, the federal government really must lead by example. Last month, President Obama signed an executive order directing the federal government to cut its greenhouse gases by 40% over the next decade. And of course, transportation will be a big part of that because that sector alone produces 35% of the country's greenhouse gas emissions. And so battery electric vehicles and fuel cell electric vehicles represent attractive alternatives to help us revolutionize our transportation sector and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Reducing the vehicle cost is a primary factor in determining the potential market size of electric vehicles. We've worked with automakers, and it comes over and over again, and we really need to keep the cost down. So DOE R&D efforts are directed at lowering the cost in several areas. And since I'm from the Fuel Cell Technologies Office, I'm going to be talking about fuel cells, really just to give you an idea of kind of the broad scope of efforts from a government perspective. Of what's involved to advance the technology. So the R&D in fuel cells has cut the high volume manufacturing cost of fuel cell systems by more than 50% while more than doubling the durability since 2006. And fuel cells need hydrogen in order to produce electricity, and so one viable option for producing hydrogen is steam methane reforming. And we've actually shown that the cost of hydrogen can be competitive with gasoline at $4 per gallon gas equivalent if hydrogen was being produced in high volumes at this point. And that's using steam methane reforming of natural gas. And so fuel cells can offer substantial benefits over conventional technologies in areas of greenhouse gases. For example, if we use natural gas, we still reduce greenhouse gas emissions by more than 50%. If the hydrogen is produced from central locations and use carbon capture, it's more. And ultimately, if we produce hydrogen from renewable sources, we can reduce greenhouse gases by more than 90%. And this is an exciting time for the fuel cell industry with the latest generation of fuel cell vehicles coming out. And the Toyota Mirai is being leased and sold this year. The Hyundai Tucson fuel cell vehicle was leased starting last year. And Honda's announced their fuel cell vehicle too. So the vehicles are coming. In order to support those vehicles, the Department of Energy, along with industry stakeholders, has launched the H2 USA, which is a public-private partnership focused on commercializing the vehicles and overcoming barriers to hydrogen infrastructure. And it really provides a platform to focus on hydrogen and similarly to what's happening in Germany, Japan, and the UK. And currently, H2 USA has nearly 40 participants, including the state of California and car companies and hydrogen providers. And so we look forward to continuing to work on those aspects. Another aspect of DOE support has been to do real-life demonstrations. So we completed the world's largest demonstration of fuel cell vehicles with 180 fuel cell vehicles on the road, traveling more than 3.5 million miles. And they demonstrated system efficiencies up to 59%. You can refuel in less than 5 minutes. The Toyota vehicle demonstrated over 400 miles on one tank of hydrogen, and we had durability of 75,000 miles with those vehicles. And we also look at early markets. So what are the ways that we can get fuel cells in the market? So one really big one, or a couple big ones, have been material handling equipment and emergency backup power. And we cost shared the deployment of 1,600 fuel cells in those areas, and now more than 11,000 have been ordered without DOE support. So really kind of a catalyst to get a market started and then let the commercial market take over. And so that includes major companies like FedEx, Coca-Cola, Walmart, Cisco, and Sprint. And so these early markets really can offer the potential to get clusters of hydrogen infrastructure started. And we're looking at shuttle buses and fleet vehicles and rental cars and taxis. And then vehicles at airports and seaports too are kind of almost like self-contained big cities, and those can be really good early markets. So where we are today is a result of endless hard work from lots of people and companies and organizations and partnerships. And we can't rest on our laurels. We have to keep going. And I guess I just want to end here with one quote that we talked about in our office a lot, is that by Napoleon Hill, and it is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. And so we're really looking forward to working with the new generation here, new ideas, and looking forward to the successes that are yet to come. So thank you.
Este programa fue una producción de National Latino Broadcasting.